Welcome to Custom Homebuilders Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software designed specifically for the professional home builder. In this video, I will be talking about the departments or divisions that CHS offers. Every single accounting record that is posted, whether it's revenues, job costs, other regular normal overhead bills, adjusting journal entries, etc., will ask for a department, and that's because CHS will produce financial statements, trial balances, cash flow, and other things by department. And we also need to have the department set up actually before we set up a job, because the job will ask you what department it should go to, and you might have a department like specs or custom homes or something else that you set up, or you might have some rental properties, so you might have a department that's like PM for property management, etc. So let's go ahead and get started talking about departments. First of all, to open the window where you add or edit or set up departments, you can do this chart of accounts, departments setup. The other way you could get to it is right up here. You could just start typing departments, and you'll get that very same window again. And you'll see that we have a list. This builder has a list of departments, and that I've been doing some testing, and so I was setting up some test departments. But they have a property management, they have a remodeling department, and there's a department ID that you will assign and a department name. Let's talk about departments just a little bit more. Department ID is required for every record in the accounting books. Even though CHS is set up to track jobs using job codes, the department IDs give you the ability to track division profit centers and to produce financial statements for one or more departments. It's also a way to group a batch of jobs together. For if you're looking at the general ledger and want to report, you can select the department, and it might have multiple jobs assigned to that department, so it's a way to batch them. For example, if you have a property management, but maybe you have a couple of different kinds of property management, you might do a PM and make this a little bit more meaningful and have a couple of, or more than, however many departments you want with IDs that represents a batch of jobs. Now, when you set up jobs, you can also select and set up subdivisions that job is in, and you can get reports by subdivision. But the departments are used, to produce financial statements, to see how much profit that department's making, and that kind of thing. Departments can also be used to set up profit centers, like I've been talking about, for different types of jobs. And I've talked about that already. Also, you can select a range of departments when searching for or printing accounting general ledgers. Another example would be to set up department IDs for the property management division, which I've already talked about. I'm reading a little bit from a thing I wrote out here, which I'm realizing I've already said. So let me go on. The next thing I want to mention, and it says it across the top here, the department ID cannot be deleted or changed after it's saved. That is because it's used in so many places throughout CHS that it makes it difficult to change one and get that all updated everywhere that it's used. So that's the reason that they can't be deleted. The department name itself can be changed. It's just the department ID that can't be changed. So you have two fields there. So to set up a new department, you would add new department, click the button for add new department. You type in an ID like REM for remodeling, and then you type in a department name like remodeling, and then click submit. And when you close, this list will refresh and you will see it in there. You'll notice that if I click the pencil edit icon to edit, that if I try to click on the department ID, it's telling you it can't be changed and it's kind of dead, but I could change the department name and then submit to change the department name. So I want to go over to where we set up jobs, which is under jobs and jobs list and setup. And I'll just select some random job. I always like using my Smith John, so I'll click the S letter up here to get to that. And let's take a quick look at the job setup window. This video is not really about setting up jobs, but I want you to notice that there's a field where you're telling it what department this job goes to. So maybe it's a custom home, or it's a spec, or it's one of your property management jobs. Even though you're not building a house for the property management, you can also track the costs for each rental property that you have and get good reports of that. So it's a good idea to set up your rental properties as jobs because of the various reports that you can get. So you select the department, and then when you're entering a bill for that job, when you select the job, then the department will drop in for that accounting record. It will know what department to use. Everywhere where you're selecting a job to enter any sort of accounting records like deposits, pay bills, this and that. That's why we would like to know what department this job is in, and then CHS can handily drop that department in for you. There's another thing on the setup window for departments that I want to talk about, and that is, let's go back home and let's collapse all and do our departments one again. Forgot to mention this part. Notice that there's a button that says attach a department to the generic H job. And the generic H job in CHS means no job, basically. So say you have overhead bill that you're posting, you just put it to the generic H job. I don't know why we used H from way back, but we consider it your internal house job, like your office supplies and things like that you might be posting to. But you might want, whenever you select the H job, you might want to have some department drop in that goes with that, like maybe an overhead department. So you can click this, but maybe you have some other department you prefer the generic H overhead stuff to go to. So you can attach a department, and you can see that I have the OH department attached to the generic H job right now, but I could select a different one that I had set up to just drop in every time I'm just doing a general accounting entry that just has no job. Of course, anytime you're making an accounting entry, posting bills, deposits, adjusting journal entries, whatever it is, and even though a department drops in, like for the H job, you can at that time select a different department. This is just a convenience, and it's called department. It's just attached to the H job as the default. So that's all that means right there. So let me look at the rest of my notes here. Let's go take a look at how you can do those financials under general ledgers and financials. Let's go to financial statements, and let's go to the balance sheets and trial balances. First of all, you can get you can get balance sheets, trial balances, and cash flow for the entire company. You can also get a trial balance and various things for one job, and you can get a trial balance for a department, cash flow for a department, etc. Trial balance and cash flow on this window, because this window is for an as of date. So if I select my custom homes, I can see a little trial balance for that particular department and see what balances are in there just for that department of my various accounts. I can also see the cash flow and the cash flow detail for a department. Now the more interesting one in a way with 4 departments is income statements. And if I do a range of dates, I have a bunch of old stuff in here, so I need to go back a ways, see if I can get some sort of income statement to produce in this demo thing I'm doing. So let's say department, and I want to know what I made just in the custom homes department, a little income statement for just custom homes. Might be a very short one because usually it's just a bunch of sales and cost of sales, but apparently we did apply, like you can see construction stuff going on. Maybe there was some office supplies we decided to charge to the custom homes department. There may be some reason for looking at what a department made, because maybe you're paying some bonus to somebody for that department. Who knows? So So that's the sales for custom homes, the cost of sales for custom homes, some discounts that were applied, when you paid suppliers, that kind of thing. So that's a little income statement for that department. So that's basically how you can do it. This one just has the GL account numbers on it, this second one down. So that's one big reason for selecting a department. Now there's another thing that you can do, and if I go back to the home, is that you can set up financial budgets for departments, by department. And you might be doing something when you do budgeting, financial budgeting, that's like basically, I'm budgeting this much this year for office supplies, this much for computer, this much for telephone expense, that kind of thing. It's not like your jobs budget, it's your financial budgets type thing. So I'm just going to select this year 2016. This video is not totally about doing financial budgets, but you can see right here how different departments are happening as I, scroll through it. You can watch that departments, but mostly it's OH and CH in our demo thing. We just have been doing a bunch of custom homes and overhead stuff in our demos. So then you can do reports, but first of all, you could just search. This is actually your financial budget setup, what you're budgeting for. But I could just say I just want to see what I'm budgeting for overhead, through the months for this particular year, 2016. There's a lot of tools to multiply, to copy these all at once into all 12 months, and other tools to look at your history, but we're not talking really about setting up financial budgets. I just wanted to show you that you're doing that by department. So notice that on the Profit and Loss Financial Budgets menu, you can select a year to open a financial budget worksheet or to display financial budget report selections. So let's just click on that 2016 again. And I clicked too fast on something. It'll automatically open the budget worksheet, but then it's also displayed budget reports for the selected year. So you could have budget only, and then here's your budget ones compared to profit and loss. So if you do for the year, you'll get a PDF report, and you'll see that it's showing the budget, the actual, and the difference. And the budget, actual, difference for your various things. So you can compare, you can do a profit and loss statement that shows the budget versus the actual. Or if you just want to see for departments, for one department, you can select from department. So let's do our custom homes. It'll automatically drop in the to department, but you can change that. So let's look at the budget comparison report for the year by department. So this is just for, it says department equals CHS greater than or equal to and less than equal to CH for the department that you're looking at right now. And you'll see that the only department that's showing up here is CH. So you could get a profit and loss statement and how much over under budget it is for that year that it was, for what you budgeted for. So that's how you get financial budgets and budgets compared to income statements by department. And I think that's all I needed to say about departments for now. And thank you for watching.